Hi, this is Sue on Money. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well, and this is episode number 4 of my New Year Feng Shui video series. And if you have missed the previous episode 1, 2, and 3, please catch up on my Patreon channel. Today I will focus on talking about the Feng Shui sectors and how are you going to activate the Feng Shui this year to bring you the best of the luck and to transmute the negative energies. So officially, we are entering the Metal Ox year tonight on the 3rd of February at around 11 p.m. 3rd of February, 11 p.m. It's the transitioning hour from the Metal Red year to the Metal Ox year. So tonight is a very pivotal moment for us to stay calm and peaceful so that we can welcome the new year and say bye to red year. So in the previous episode, we have already discussed number 1, an energy overview of the entire metal Oz year, what keywords we'll be having, what themes and forecasts I'll be making, as well as some major months to watch out for. And number 2, what are the key trends for the next 20 years to come for period 9. And then number 3, I have also discussed about your personal theme for 2021 for the Metal Ox year. So in this episode, I'll focus to talk about on the space, which is the feng shui, and how to bring our space to be in alignment with the cosmic energy. So in simple terms, feng shui is how we facilitate the positive energy flow in our space. So if you see your home as a 3D vision board, what will you do, right? So for example, every year there will be a wealth sector for that particular year. So if you are going to activate the wealth energy, you can use that sector, use that space as your 3D vision board and you put yourself in there, in that space to perform a wealth related activity to attract more wealth into your life. So this is a very practical example of how you are going to use the feng shui knowledge in your daily activation in order to activate and to boost that extra positive energy into your life. So a lot of people ask questions like this. So a lot of people ask me this question: does feng shui really work? So from my practical observation, I think feng shui can at least bring about 30% of the impact to our life for good or for bad. At least 30% of the impact. So you do need to take action in order to activate the good energy, or you do need to take action to counteract the negative energy if you don't want that 30% to bring a negative impact on you. And I think 30% is not bad, right? When you compare it with strategies like taking supplements or vitamins, minerals to improve your health, right? And usually when we are doing it right, feng shui can activate pretty fast within a month. You can see the improvement and the results. So nowadays, because information are freely shared online, so virtually, if you are trying to learn anything, any topic, you can just Google, right? But for feng shui, because it's a pretty sophisticated system, most people, when they start learning, especially for beginners, they will encounter some confusions. Number one, you might have read a lot of articles about feng shui online, trying to put them together. However, because you're not learning in a systematic way, and you don't understand the foundational logic behind the principles. Therefore, if you're trying to mix different methodologies and formulas together, it could cause confusion because they are not necessarily complementary to each other. Sometimes they are conflicting to each other. So this is the number one thing that I see from my observation, as well as from the questions that people ask me constantly and repeatedly while they are trying to learn everything from Google. So this is number one. Number two, some of you might get your compass or direction wrong when you are measuring the direction of your home. So sometimes it's the compass reading ability, and sometimes it might be affected by the magnetic field of your particular home. So sometimes the building materials might make an impact to the compass direction. So if you want to make sure that the compass direction is correct, you can stand outside of your home about a meter from your home, stand outside your home and then make the compass measurement. And then go inside of your home, stand right in the middle and to make the compass measurement again and see and to check if this is the same. And if there is a variance between the two compass measurement, use the one that you are measuring outside of your home. And this is especially true if you are living in a home that you don't feel quite aligned with. Usually, some building materials in your home is affecting the magnetic field so that it it's just don't get in flow with the cosmic influences. So this is issue number two. If you find that the feng shui elevation is not giving you the result you expect. And issue number three is that when you are not activating the feng shui strategies at the right day and right timing, the activation result is actually reduced by half. Meaning, if you are just choosing a random day to put your feng shui cures or strategies right there, the result is random, right? So if you are choosing the right day and time to put your feng shui activation right there, actually it could go beyond 30%. So if you have been already placing feng shui cures and strategy, but doesn't see the result that you are expecting, these could be the three major reasons that why it isn't working yet. Number one, you're trying to mix different methodologies together and confuse yourself. Number two, you might be having a wrong measurement of your home direction. Number three, you are not activating the feng shui strategies and cures at the right day and right timing. So for the purpose of this video, because this is general information to the public, we will discuss the flying stars, which is the annual influences that can be applied to every home in space. So if you would love to go deeper, you would need an analysis of your home's natal feng shui chart, as well as how you and your spouse are interacting with that particular home feng shui chart and adding another layer of the double decade influences of the house and then add in the flying star. So you can add in a lot of layers to analyze a house feng shui chart if you want to go that deep. But right now we will just focus on the flying star part, okay? So the feng shui overview of the stars that we are having right now. So this flying star plan is valid from tomorrow, 4th of February 2021 until the 3rd of February next year. So this is the flying star location for the metal Oz year. So you can see we divide a space into 9 square. So for the sectors in purple, they are the sectors that is carrying positive energy. And then for sectors that is in pinkish orange, these are the sectors that carries negative energies. So the one in the middle is neutral for now. So if you are beginner here, draw a floor plan of your home, make the measurement of the direction, and then divide your home into a 9 square grid. And then you'll come up with the different sectors according to the direction. I'll also put a link of the detailed instruction of how to do that below this video, so that if you are total beginners, it's all right. I will put the link here on the detailed instructions of how to do that. So you get the measurement right, and then next what you're going to do is to check where is your main door or your front door, where is your bedroom, where is your living room or work desk, and where is your stove. So these are the areas that is the most important within a house, because you know every year there must be some sectors that carries negative energy. But if this is just your storeroom or your garage, at best you only need to keep that clean, and that will be all right. It won't impact you that much. So what we focus on are the major areas where the energies come in, which is the main entrance or the front door, and where you spend time the most in, which is the bedroom, the living room, your work desk. And the stove is also important if you cook, because when you cook, there is a lot of energy going in the stove, right? Whether you are using real fire, gas, electricity, there's a lot of energy going on in the stove. So this is also important. So these are the major areas that we will focus on. Okay. So I always love to start with transmuting the negative star first, because there's no meaning to activate good luck and wealth and love if you don't transmute the negative health impact. Okay. So the major negative star this year falls into the southeast, number 5, the southeast, and number 2, the north. So these two, number 5 and number 2, are the most concerning star that we have in the flying star system. Number 5 is connected to serious illness, troubles, accidents, or getting hurt. Number 2 are usually illness that are lingering, that have a negative impact to our quality of life. So we don't want that. So usually we focus a lot on how to transmute the number 5, the southeast sector of your home, as well as the north sector of your home. So these are the 2 major negative energy sectors. And then sector number 3, which falls into the southwest sector this year, would be the quarrelsome star, which is very easy to transmute. And then number 7 falls into the northwest, which is related to robbery and unexpected expenses. Okay, so let's talk about how to transmute the 5 yellow stars. So 5 yellow represent disruptive challenges, accident, biochemical imbalances which affect our well-being and health. So we recommend using heavy metal right here. So it can be a fridge, it can be a large singing bowl, it can be a gong, it can be a large metal bell, it could be a clock. So the easiest way to do so is to have a large piece of copper plate placing underneath the floor. Or you could put a singing bowl right there, a gong right there. Or you could also put metal plate like the one that you use in heavy lifting in that zone. So the shape of the metal plate should be in a round shape. And this is especially important if the southeast area, the southeast sector this year falls into your bedroom, your stove, or your main door. This is very, very important. So you must transmute this sector with heavy metal, okay? So the best time to activate this sector, if you haven't done it already in December, which I have already shared the same tip earlier in December 2020. And if you haven't done that yet, you can still activate it on the 7th of February from 7 to 9 p.m. or the 11th of February from 5 to 7 p.m. So by activating means that you are putting the metal pieces in that sector at this time. It could also mean that, for example, if you're bringing a singing bowl to the southeast sector, then on these days and time, you can make a sound with the singing bowl in that sector to activate the energy over there. So this is the 5 yellow star, and the next one is the 2 black star, which falls into the north sector this year. So you can use a similar strategy that we use in the 5 yellow, or you could just put 8 coins in the north sector, because 2 black is net serious comparatively to the 5 yellow one. So we can use smaller pieces of metal in the area. So it could be 8 coins, it could be 8 metal keys that you make sounds regularly. It could be smaller pieces of chimbals, things like that. So very similar to what we use to transmute the negative energy of the 5 yellow stars. So the time and date that we use to activate the energy is the same, which is the 7th of February and the 11th of February. So this is the 2 major stars that you must transmute the negative energy to safeguard your health and well-being. All right, the next one is less serious in terms of the negative impact it brings, which is the 3 green star falls into the southwest sector of your home. It could bring the quarrelsome energy, especially between the moms. So if, for example, if you are living with your mother-in-law, or if you are living with your daughter-in-law, then the relationship between you two could be quite troublesome if you don't transmute the energy in the southwest sector. So the way to transmit this energy is actually very simple. You can just put red item here, or you could put a lamp here and then light a candle or light a flame of the lamp regularly to transmute the extra energy here. So the next one is the number 7. Flying star number 7 is the robbery star. So it could bring some kind of cuts, hurts, accident, machinery failure for the man in the house. So if you have your main door or your bedroom in this house, and then that could bring negative impact to the man of the house. And the way to transmute the negative energy right here is to put water or water symbols or anything that bring a peaceful energy right here. It could be a Buddha figure. It could be some image of water or peaceful energy kind of painting right here to soothe the negative energy right here, because the robbery star is kind of violent. So avoid putting any sharp objects right here, like scissors, knife, weapons, things like that. Put that away from this northwest sector of the house, and instead put something that symbolizes peacefulness, symbolize calmness and harmony in this sector. So a quick recap. In order to reduce the impact of the negative energy stars right here, especially the number 5, which is the southeast, and the number 2, which is the north, it is a must for you to use metal to transmute the energy. So for example, if either 5 or 2 fall into your main door, what you can do is that you can put a doormat and then put a piece of copper metal plate underneath the doormat in outside of your door. So this is a practical example of how you place the Feng Shui strategy and Feng Shui cure right there. So if either number 5 or number 2 stars fall into your kitchen, try not to cook as much this year, or you can move the stove in somewhere else if possible. And if you are sleeping in the number 5 or number 2 star, if you generally have good health, it might not bring much serious impact. But if this is a bedroom of, for example, your grandparents or very young child, then I would really advise you to move the bed to somewhere else if possible, especially for people who are already not very good in terms of their health. Okay, so if this is your living room, try not to stay in these settings for far too long. Stay in different areas and try. So the strategy usually is that we use the positive, the lucky sector more. So the strategy is always that there are lucky sectors and not lucky sectors in the house. So we will spend more time in the sectors that brings more positive energy, and don't use the sectors that brings negative energy as much. So this is the major principle while we are using Feng Shui, okay? So let's say you're sleeping in the southeast or in the north sector of your home and you can't move your bed. So what can you do this year in order to transmute that negative health impact? So one thing you can do is to go visit the dentist or to go to have a body check after the 4th of February. So it kind of transmute that negative health energy because you proactively seek medical advices and consultation. So this is one thing you can do. And the second thing you would love to avoid would be to avoid extreme sports, dangerous activities, and to pay extra attention to transportation and the traffic, okay? So this is something that you might need to pay attention to if the negative star fall into the main door as well, fall into your main door, your bedroom, or your kitchen. Next, after we have transmuted the negative star, we have enough space to activate the positive ones. So what can we do this year? So before we dive right into this year's particularly flying star, I would love to share these insider tips for you. So in case if you are finding a rental space this year, you don't want to move every year, right? So if you are looking for a place where it will bring you 3 years of positive luck, then you would want to find a place where the door opens to the south, because this is falling into the lucky sector from 2021 until the end of 2023. So if you are finding a rental place, whether it's for your home, whether it's an office space, or it could be a shop as well, a retail store as well. So find a space that the door it opens to the south, and you could enjoy 3 years of positive impact right there. And then after 3 years, you might need to move again. So depending on your strategy. So if you are looking for a short-term rental, I mean a rental that is less of 3 years, this is my strategy for you. So this tip is actually quite advanced, and normally Feng Shui specialists won't share this with their clients, but I'm sharing this to you all for free. So make good use to this piece of information. All right, so we can take a look at the good. Okay, so then we can take a look at the positive sectors this year. So you can see number 1, number 8, number 4, and number 9. These are all good. So the best of them are the number 8, which is representing the wealth energy. So usually it is talking about the income that we earn from our work or from our business. So this is governed by star number 8. And then star number 9 is connected to happy events, newborn, marriage, especially, as well as the Grand Duke. The Grand Duke means the emperor on duty this year. So if you are sitting in the northeast sector with your back pointing toward northeast, then you are acting as the commander, you're acting as the leader of the year. So you will become very busy, you'll be giving instruction to others, you'll be delegating, you'll be executing, you'll be doing the work, but you are in command. So depending on your life goal right now, so if, for example, if you want to grow your power, grow your leadership, and grow your business in general, you do want to sit in the northeast sector to increase your courage, your confidence, as well as your ability in your leadership ability. So this is star number 9. And then star number 1 activates more helpful people into our lives. So it attracts better clients, attracts better mentors and coaches to us so that we can get connected to the right people to improve our lives in general. And then number 4 is the academic and relationship star. So right now, I mean, in nowadays, not only students need to studies. I mean, we all need to Google and analyze information, right? So whoever who need to do research, who need to analyze information, they can make good use of this number 4 star. So as I always say, the best feng shui strategy is not about putting certain kind of stuff or item in a particular sector. It's about you, a living, breathing human being, and what kind of activities that you are carrying out in that sector at a particular moment and time. So when you are channeling your precious life force energy to carry out an activity that is related to the energy of that sector, you are actually activating that feng shui energy of the sector that it brings. And when you activate it at the right timing, it gives an extra boost of the positive energy. We all know that health equals to wealth. So if activating more vitality is one of your main goals this year, so you can actually sleep in the west sector of the house, which is the wealth sector of the house. So when you sleep on the wealth sector of the house, it's actually help you sleep much better, be vitalized faster, so that you can have the vitality and the energy to carry out and to achieve what you aim for, and you'll be able to make decisions from a healthy state of being. So avoid your bed to fall into one of these areas with a cross, which is the southeast, the north, the northeast, nor the east sector. So these are not good areas to place your bed if you want to boost your health and vitality. And then if you have school child or anyone who need to do research, who need to analyze information, then you can use this activation. For example, if you're working from home, then you can put your desk in the east sector of the home, or you can sit in the west sector facing east in order to raise your ability in your researching and to have a clear mind to analyze the information. This could also be helpful if you are just making investment decisions in stock market, in different kind of currency, for example. Then do your research with your face pointing towards the east, which can boost your analytical power and insights. And then this one is about how to grow your income from your work and your business, which I believe most people would Love to know about that, right? So how do you do that? So if you're working from home, or if you can choose your sitting location in your office, then you can sit with your back pointing towards the northeast and facing west, backing northeast, facing west, because when you're facing west, which is the prosperity star, it will help you increase your income, whether from work or from your business. And when you're sitting with your back pointing towards northeast, you are the commander, you are the leader, you are the boss. And then you have extra boost of confidence and courage to carry out and to execute your plans and projects. So backing towards northeast, facing the west. So as I mentioned, knowing when to activate, finding the best timing to activate these Feng Shui strategies is very important, because they can give an extra boost to the positive energy. So in the following slides, I will share with you when is the best timing for you to do this activation, and what exactly you should be doing to give an extra boost of the wealth attracting energies. So the following slides will be exclusive to all my Patreon supporters. So if you want to know when and how to activate that, join me on Patreon.